Hey guys, it's Brian with J&P Cycles, and today we're here to show you how to properly measure your head for a new motorcycle helmet. Now there's a couple ways to do it depending on what tools you'll have, either a soft tape measure or maybe just a shoestring. But before we do that, we want to talk about head shape. Now manufacturers mold these helmets to different models, and not all of us have the same shape of head. And that's okay because the manufacturers have you covered. There's three main shapes we really need to focus on, and most people are going to fit into one or maybe two of these shapes. So it's time to be honest with yourself and really look in the mirror and see what shape of head you have. Are you more football shaped, a long oval? Are you more basketball shaped, a round? Are you somewhere in between, an intermediate oval? So those are the three terms you're going to see quite often is round, intermediate oval, or long oval. So pay attention to that when you're looking to order to make sure that you get the right fit. Now that's going to come into play when we're actually measuring, because you may have the right measurement, but your shape could be way off, providing an incorrect fit. Now let's show you how to measure. Two ways to do it. The easiest is if you have a soft tape measure. Now if you don't have one of these, that's okay. You can get any of these. It's just like a tailoring tape measure. So most convenience stores will have these, and they're fairly inexpensive. With the tape measure, you're going to wrap it around your head, at the crown of your head, kind of like where you'd wear a baseball cap. Mark it off, and then compare that to the size chart on the helmet that you're looking to buy. If you don't have one of these soft tapes at the ready, grab some type of string or shoestring and do that same process. You're going to put it around the crown of your head, take that and compare it to a tape measure. Once you get your measurement, go to the size chart for the helmet you're most interested in and compare for the correct size. Now that I have my size, I find that I'm a size medium in most brands. I'm going to first show you what a full face helmet looks like in two different versions. I'm going to show you an incorrect sizing and the correct sizing. So when you try on a full face helmet, there's a couple areas you want to look at. With any helmet, you want to focus on that crown. You want it to feel like someone's gently holding your head, and if they were to move their hands, they would just shake your scalp a little bit. If you feel any indentation, like if you feel like a hard press of a finger, that's called a hot spot. Those we do not want. And those will come into play if you get the incorrect helmet shape. Other things to think about when you're trying on a full face helmet is the cheek pads. Forget about it. Cheek pads are going to be tight and snug the first time you try on a new helmet. Those will break down a little bit over time and break into your face shape. If over a month and they're still too tight, there's different cheek pads you can replace them with, or sometimes layers that you can pull out to minimize the size. So I'm gonna first show you how this helmet that's too big fits, and I'm gonna show you where the incorrect places are. Now at first glance, this helmet looks like it fits correct, but there's a couple things to notice. If I grab the chin bar and look up, you'll see that this comes all the way down and hits me on the bridge of my nose. That is what we do not want. So this helmet's going to break in over time and get even looser. And when that happens, it's going to get a lot of wind noise and maybe even move around a bit when I'm on the highway. Not to mention, it isn't going to give me the level of safety that I expect to get out of this new helmet. So there's an example of an incorrect fit. I put it on and immediately it felt okay. It actually felt pretty comfortable. But as soon as I start putting my fingers around the crown or moving it around, instantly I could tell it was too big. So again, be honest with yourself when you're trying on a helmet. If it feels comfortable or like it's just barely touching you, odds are you may have a size too big. So I'm gonna show you a correct size and what I'm looking for when testing it. So immediately when I put this helmet on, I could feel that it's already tighter. I don't feel uncomfortable, but it definitely feels snug and mostly in the cheeks. Let me pull down the chin bar just to test the forehead. As you can see, it doesn't move. It moves my scalp a little bit, but that's exactly where I want it to be. The cheeks are tight, but they're not so tight that I'm biting down on the inside of my cheeks or that it's going to be very uncomfortable. I'm not concerned because I know that these are going to break in over time. I'm going to focus on wearing this helmet for the next 5 minutes and see if I develop any hot spots. If I don't, I know this is my right size. Having the right size helmet is going to ensure you get the proper safety and comfort out of that helmet that you expected when you first bought it. Now that you know how to measure for a full face helmet correctly, let's move on to 3/4 and modular. Now a modular helmet is the same fit as a 3/4, it just has this flip up chin bar. Now we're going to focus definitely on the crown of these. Yes, it comes down across your cheeks, and it may even feel tight, but different than a full face. Because the shell comes all the way down and there's no structure in the front, it's gonna maybe feel a little snug at first. So we really wanna focus on that crown, but it's no different. So with the Modular on, you can see that it's pushing out my cheeks a little bit, but I'm gonna do the same test. I'm gonna rotate down on it and simulate pulling down to see how it fits around the crown of my head. I'm gonna give it one more go, but I'm gonna put the chin bar down just to make sure that I'm not getting any weird hot spots when the helmet is in its full intact position. Now that you see how to do it on a 3/4 Modular, I'm gonna show you how to do it on a true 3/4 helmet, and it should be the same test. Now that you know how to properly size a 3/4, let's move to a half shell. Now, even though they may not have as much material, they are just as important to size correctly. If you get it too big, it's gonna be a big parachute and feel like it's dragging your head back when you're going down the highway. If it's too small, all that pressure is gonna go right around the crown of your head, giving you a headache or even worse, a migraine when you're going down the road. With the half helmet on, you wanna do the same check around the crown. Because you don't have any sides to pull down, with both hands, just grab the top of the helmet and try and rotate it. It's really important you don't tie down the straps. Tying down the straps will give you an inconsistent reading. You tighten down the straps and the helmet's gonna feel like it fits. We wanna make sure it fits around the crown. So hopefully with this video, you now have the tools to properly measure your head and shop for your new helmet. Now when you buy at jpcycles.com, don't forget about our free exchange policy, so you can order a helmet without worrying if the shape or size is correct. But when you read through the description, check out the head shape, use our size chart to ensure that you get the right size the first time you order. If you'd like to see more gear reviews or installs, please follow us on social media and subscribe to us on YouTube. Together, we'll help you find what's next.